Faded glory. The swarm. The threat emerges. Joint Base McGuire-Dix-Lakehurst, New Jersey. Commander Carlos and Boman sit in a darkened operations room. The glowing radar screen shows hundreds of small red blips converging on New Jersey airspace. Bowman, leaning over the radar screen. "What the hell is this? Swarm tactics? I thought drones like this were experimental." Carlos, sternly. "Not anymore. This is coordinated. Look at the flight paths. They're deliberate. Over military bases, infrastructure, even the presidential retreat." Bowman, grimly. "You think this is the architect?" Carlos, nodding. "Who else has the resources and the audacity? He creates chaos to justify control. This reeks of his playbook." The public reacts. It's a New Jersey suburb. Televisions across America display live news coverage of the drone swarm. News anchor: "The mysterious drone swarm has caused mass panic as hundreds of UAVs buzz over critical sites, including Joint Base McGuire-Dix-Lakehurst and the president's New Jersey residence." Officials have assured the public that countermeasures are in place, but questions remain. Who is behind this, and what do they want? The camera cuts to terrified citizens huddled in their homes, staring at the glowing drones outside their windows. Others flood into grocery stores, buying out supplies. Citizen, on camera, trembling. "This feels like the end. I mean, who can fight against machines like this? We're sitting ducks." The global cabal meets. A dimly lit conference room deep beneath a European city. The architect, flanked by shadowy figures, watches the chaos unfold on a wall of monitors. The architect, smiling coldly. "The fear is palpable, just as we planned." Operative number 1, leaning forward. "Sir, the media is fully in our control. We've planted narratives blaming rogue domestic extremists. The public will demand stronger oversight." The architect, nodding. "Fear leads to obedience. Release the next phase of the operation. Announce the creation of the Unified Airspace Protection Act. The people will beg for our drones to watch over them." Operative number 2. "And those who resist?" The architect, smirking. "Label them as sympathizers to the enemy. Fear will do the rest." Nexus 1 strategizes a safe house outside Newark, New Jersey. Carlos, Bowman, and Rachel Raven Eldridge pore over intercepted communications. Rachel, reading a transcript. "The drones are remotely operated from a secure facility in Belarus. This isn't just fear-mongering, it's a setup. They want to strip us of our freedom under the guise of security." Carlos, clenching his fists. "Typical architect, he's not just herding Americans into a corner, he's building the walls around them." Bowman, gritting his teeth. "And what do we do about it? We don't have the resources to take down a global cabal." Rachel, smirking. "We don't need resources, we need brains. If we expose their plan before they can roll out their solution, we can turn the fear back on them." Carlos, nodding. "Good. Then let's give the people something to believe in. Something other than the architect's lies." And the solution is offered a press conference in Washington, D.C. A government official steps to the podium, flanked by armed guards. Official: "My fellow Americans, the recent drone attacks have shown us the vulnerabilities in our national security. In response, the administration is enacting the Unified Airspace Protection Act, which will ensure the safety of our skies and our citizens." The crowd murmurs as the official continues. Official: "Under this act, we will deploy a network of surveillance drones across the country to monitor for threats. Rest assured, these measures are temporary and for your protection." Exposing the truth, a pirate radio station broadcasting from a hidden location. Carlos and Rachel deliver a live message to the public. Carlos, citizens of the global union do not believe their lies. The drones weren't a foreign threat. They were a domestic operation, orchestrated to strip you of your rights. Fear is their weapon, and obedience is their goal. Rachel, we have proof. The architect and his cabal want you to give up your freedom in exchange for false security. But there is another way. Stand with us, fight back, and reclaim your liberty. The people. Push back. Protests erupt across America. Citizens march with signs reading "Freedom over fear" and "Say no to surveillance." Military personnel question their orders as the truth spreads like wildfire. Soldier, to his commanding officer, "Sir, if this is all a setup, how can we follow these orders? This isn't what I signed up for." Commander, hesitating, I don't know, but something about this doesn't sit right." The architect's response, the architect's headquarters. He watches the protests with a neutral expression. Operative number 1, nervously, "Sir, the narrative is slipping. The resistance is growing." The architect, coldly, "Let it. Their defiance only justifies our next step. Release the footage of staged attacks. Make them fear again. They will obey, as they always do." A glimmer of hope. The safe house. Carlos, Rachel, and Bowman strategize their next move. Carlos, grinning. He's overplayed his hand. The more fear he spreads, the more people will see the truth. Rachel, loading a weapon. Then, let's give them something to believe in. Time to take the fight to the architect himself. Bowman, smirking. Let's make him fear us for a change. The trio walks out into the night, ready to continue their fight against the architect's tyranny. Closing. They make the people fear, then they make the people obey. But fear can only blind for so long. In the end, the light of truth will always find a way to shine.